Caught me off guard. Welcome. I am Pep Fernandez. We appreciate you joining us here on the show. We've got a lot to get to because I rolled into week 5 of the high school football season. I thought, this is kind of like a diet version of high school football. Not a lot of games. If you played a week 0 game, more than likely you had a bye in that first week. So I thought, week 5. So I thought, there's a couple good games, but it's kind of a light Friday night. And then I see the scores start trickling in. There were some upsets. There were some comebacks. I mean, we had everything last night. And the one that everyone was blowing up my phone. Now, I'm trying to get ready for our Sports Weekly live show on Friday nights. It's like 10:45. We go live at 11 o'clock last night at IMG TV. And my phone is it's like buzzing like crazy. And I'm like, what is going on? It's everybody telling me about Notre Dame knocking off Division I Tesoro. And we've got the Titans in the house right here on the Inland Sports Show. We're going to talk to them in just a moment and hear about their big win on the road. 7 turnovers by Tesoro, and it was a great ball game. 20-13 was that final score. So we're going to break it down with the Titans in just a moment. In the second segment, we're going to have Ken Batdorf, head football coach at Norte Vista. They knocked off Summit last night as the Skyhawks suffered their first loss of the season. And also an exclusive interview with the Cal Baptist University water polo team, their head coach and their star goalkeeper, both King High School products. And they got a big tournament going on today. USC's in town, and so we're going to talk CBU water polo as well. It's all brought to you by Adrenaline Athletic Training. AdrenalineAthletic.com is the website. Regardless of the sport you play, you got to be in your best shape. And make sure you check out AdrenalineAthletic.com for the details on that RE/MAX advantage. Nobody sells more real estate. Nobody. 909-307-5665 is the phone number. Spoiled, quick, quality oil change. It's in the name. Get your car spoiled. I'm rocking the shirt. I'm flying the colors. I drive a lot. I think I drove like 30,000 miles last year in my car. And spoiled is the only reason I get from A to B all the time. After here, I'm going down to Angel Stadium. It's just nuts. Thank you, Bill Navigato. I appreciate your support. Ken's Sporting Goods, celebrating 40 years right here in the Inland Empire. Helmets, Letterman's jackets, baseball bats, mitts, shoes, whatever you need, Ken's Sporting Good has it, and they are the leader right here in the Inland Empire. And, of course, Fandom House Studio and those sweet, sweet sports edits. If you're watching us live and amplified right now on the Inland Sports YouTube channel, here's Isaiah Baker from Ramona, and there's the awesome sports edit. You can check it out right now. So awesome, the name, the graphics, the filters, you got all your stats. And I'm pleased to announce that our winner this week is Murrieta Valley High School quarterback Hank Bachmeyer. So Bachmeyer, you are the winner this week. Congratulations to Murrieta Valley's Hank Bachmeyer winning the Fandom House Studio Sports Edit Contest. And next week, we're long overdue for this because we love the offensive linemen here on the show. And next week our contest is Top Offensive Lineman. So I know there's not really a stat for that, so tweet us, follow us, Inland Sports and Fandom House, and tell us why your offensive lineman is the best. Maybe it was how many rushing yards you guys put up, how many points you put up in the game. Give us a stat that we could kind of determine who was the top offensive lineman from the previous week. All right, back here live in the studio. Notre Dame in the house, ready to talk about their huge, gigantic win against Tesoro, 20-13 in week 5 of the season. And Coach Lara, let me start with you. I know you're kind of waiting in the wings, but I want you to jump on there real fast here. Outside of the program, I'm sure there were people saying, man, Notre Dame taking on Tesoro, big Division I school, Orange County, plus going on the road. Like, what were they thinking? And then they see the final score, and you're like, okay, I get it. So, I mean, what was the experience like in being able to, finish the job, schedule Tesoro, and then get that win on the road?
Well, there were a lot of doubters out there, and I'm gonna say it. I'm an honest guy. I'm gonna say it. There was some alumni out there that did think and did question our.
I think we'd all crossed our mind like, oh yeah, what is Derek Johnson doing? It's Tesoro. Come on.
Yeah. So that came across my mind. They asked us why would we schedule Tesoro. Why would a little school like us schedule Tesoro? But we're up for the challenge. And after these last 3 weeks that we were, downtime for our last 3 weeks because of the hindrance we had 2 weeks ago, recharge our batteries. We got to focus up a little bit. got at the sort of track. Our boys got hungry, revitalized them, recharged the batteries, and it was amazing, man. But there was a lot of haters out there, down talkers about us, saying that, why are you doing this? What are you expecting out of this? And you know what? We expected the win, and sure enough, we got that win.
Well, Derek Johnson, the head coach of the Titans, just rolled in. Coach, come on. Same thing. I mean, a lot of people are probably like, man, what is Coach doing to Tesoro? We don't want to get all beat up before the big holy war coming up against Aquinas. And then, like I was telling these guys, my phone was blowing up last night. It was buzzing, text, social media. Everyone was like, Notre Dame just beat Tesoro 20-13. You've had some big victories. You won a CIF title. I mean, where does this kind of fit with some of those wins you've had at Notre Dame?
This one's a big one. This is definitely up there with the biggest high school football games I've been a part of, and just truly extremely grateful that our boys were able to execute the game plan and have some fun. But this will definitely go in the memory bank as probably the biggest win that I've had in my career. So very excited about that.
And it's been kind of a roller coaster, obviously the St. Paul game, and you had to forfeit 2 games, but you had, I guess if there was silver lining, you had time to prepare for Tesoro. I mean, was that maybe the difference? Was the time you were able to put into the game planning for this game?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We only have 30 guys on our varsity roster, so, we're kind of limited at practice to what we can do, guys banged up and stuff, but Notre Dame's more like the Stanford effect. Our guys are really smart, all college prep courses, and we feel like if you can give us some time and an opportunity to study someone, we can put our kids in the best position possible to be successful. And they study film. They're on huddle all the time, and you can play fast when you know what you can expect.
We got Notre Dame High School football here in the studio. Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM, plus live and amplified around the world on the Inland Sports YouTube channel. We got Harrell, Baytosh, Simpson, Zamudio in the house. Key players in that big win, 20-13 against Tesoro last night. Ian, let me start with you. So, was there nerves? I mean, what was the feeling going into that game, knowing you were going up against a Division I school? Did you guys feel like maybe you had something to prove?
Honestly, the beginning of the day, I felt good. Like, I had good feelings going on. I wasn't nervous at all. I saw everyone's energy. It was nothing negative at all. We were all excited. And I knew we were going to come out on top at the end of the day.
Simpson, let me ask you, so you're coming off a couple weeks, because of the forfeit. You guys had a couple weeks to prepare for Tesoro. Were you guys just itching to get on the field? I mean, you're like, come on. We know Tesoro's coming. We were ready to go.
Yeah, no, we were definitely really excited to play. We had a lot of time off to go and just scout them, and we knew exactly what they were going to be doing. We watched them, looked at all their tendencies. So come Friday night, we were all pretty confident in what we were going to do.
And defensively, let me ask you, so 7 turnovers by Tesoro. Yeah. I mean, describe how your defense was playing last night and flying around and really, making life tough for their offense.
Relentless. Our pass rush, the quarterback didn't have enough time. He threw 5 picks. We had 2 forced fumbles. We were just all over the place. And in big times, too, 4 picks in their red zone. We were just making plays when we were against the wall.
Hey, Tosh, let me ask you, so at halftime you guys were up, I think it was 10-7. Does that sound right? 10-7? Yes, so what was the message in the locker room at halftime? You're up by 3, which you're probably feeling pretty good, at that point, still being up by 3. Yeah. But was the message, hey, you know what, this might be low scoring, we need some more defensive stops? I mean, what was the message?
Most definitely. We just wanted to keep the energy up. Like, 10-7 is obviously not over. We still got a big game. It's only a 3-point lead. So we knew we had to we were all happy, obviously, we're up. But we knew we had to keep on it and stay steady and keep it rolling.
And Niles, when you heard that final whistle, was it like, man, the CIF championship felt good? Like I said, you guys had some big wins, especially a lot last year. But did it just feel different? Like, oh my gosh, we just came into Orange County and beat a Division I school. Like, this feels different.
Last year was last year, and so we talked about that a lot. And coming into this year, we just keep looking toward bigger and better things. And the win we got last night, I believe, is a big statement about what we're about and about what our program's about, our coaching staff, and our facility as a whole as Notre Dame.
So, big win. I'm sure you guys celebrated, enjoyed the win. But if you look on the horizon, next Friday night, your league opener taking on Aquinas in the Holy War, the Holy Shield on the line. If you're watching us live and amplified, here's a picture of the Holy Shield. That's actually on your campus this week. Got a picture of it. I think you've won 3 in a row, right? Trying to go for 4 this year.
We won 4 in a row.
You've won 4 in a row? Trying to make it 5? So, how important? We'll just go down the line, but Niles, I'll ask you first. How important is it to beat a rival? Obviously, this is going to have league title implications all over it because it's two of the best teams in the league, obviously, and it's also homecoming. I mean, there's a lot on the line in this game. I mean, how do you kind of size up the showdown with Aquinas next Friday?
It's going to be a battle. It's Holy War. It's one of the biggest rivals out here. Has been for a long time, going on 20 years. So I'm looking for a good game. Make sure we put on a good show for everyone in the stands, all the alumni coming out. I know there's a whole bunch of alumni coming out to support, so that's always great. And, just have a good time with the fans and with the brothers out there on the field to the right and left of me.
Jared, you've never lost against Aquinas, right?
No, I haven't.
Is that something you're pretty proud of?
Yeah, I'm very proud.
If you go back with Notre Dame football and its deep tradition and stuff, that Aquinas Notre Dame game is always huge.
Yeah.
There's bragging rights, right? I mean, obviously it's important because of who's going to win the league title, but there's also bragging rights, and you don't want to lose that one.
Yeah.
And the trophy, I mean, it's important to keep it in the hallway. I mean, you guys look at
Most
it.
definitely. I pass by it every single day when I'm going to class, and it's just like when I see that, it's a sign like, yeah, we did that. It's good. It's great.
And Ryan, you guys beat Aquinas twice last year. Obviously, you beat him in league play, and you saw him again. I think it was the semifinals, right, guys?
Yes, sir.
I'm doing a refreshing course over here of your Notre Dame last season, but it was the semifinals. So you kind of had their number a little bit, but this year's team looks really good. I mean, Brandon Rankins is an awesome running back. They got some size up front. What do you think the keys are next Friday? And obviously, I think it goes without saying that stopping Brandon Rankins is going to be the top of the list.
Yeah, no, we know what kind of game we're in for. It's going to be a physical game. He's going to get a lot of touches. We're just going to have to fill, replace, and just go all out, Just go and stop what they're trying to do, which is control the clock, and just move the chains.
So, Ian, let me ask you, I mean, whether it's a high-scoring game or maybe like a low-scoring defensive battle with Tesoro last night, you guys can win either way, right? I mean, you can put points on the board or keep it low-scoring.
Oh, yes, most def. I have trust in my teammates and everybody. I know they get the job done.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Ian's got the most style on the team. Is that
Yeah, you go.
It was like,
It's not true.
No, that's
it's
not
not.
true. That's not true.
Who has the most style on the team?
If anything, it's us two.
No, it's
Yeah,
not. It's definitely
Jared
not.
and Ryan.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not.
Ian is just more out there, and it's not necessarily good, but it's out there for sure.
And Jared, if you're not watching us live and amplified online right now, Jared has a man bun, right?
There you go.
Is that cool?
Oh,
I'm just asking. Is that
I would just like to say I kind of brought the man bun in. People kind of started jocking the man bun after I brought it in.
So did you show the man bun to Tesoro before or after the game? Were you trying to intimidate them with the man bun?
I don't have the man bun under my helmet, of course, so it's always, my hair's coming out flowing, so they know what's coming.
Oh, out of the back of your helmet. So you're a wild man just flying around the field.
Clay Matthews,
Okay. I got you. I feel you.
Yeah.
I was trying to throw you a bone, Ian, and say like you were the cool guy on the team, but I guess not. Everyone just shot you down. Let me bring Coach Johnson back onto the show here. Obviously, being a former Notre Dame player, you know the deep history with Notre Dame and Aquinas and the importance of that. And, kind of surveying all the teams in the Ambassador League, people were saying, yeah, Notre Dame's really good this year. But if there's another team out there that's going to give them a run, Aquinas could be that team. Like I said, they got size, they got Rankins, they've got some German kids. I mean, they're good. So how do you kind of see next Friday in the Holy War kind of shaping up, and what are going to be the keys in that one?
You know what? We're playing a great coaching staff, and they have a great institution over there in Aquinas. A lot of good people over there, and it's going to be really exciting. The atmosphere is going to be great. So, my thing with these guys is execute and take it one play at a time. The sky's the limit. If we just take it one play at a time, we'll have an opportunity for success at the end of the game when it's 0-0.
Do you have a rule in place, like, okay, guys, we can celebrate this for 12 hours and then forget about Tesoro because we've got another game? I mean, do you have a rule or something that you have in place?
Yeah, we've turned the page. We celebrate the night of, and then the following morning it's back to square one. Square zero, the score is 0-0, and we've got to prepare, and everything's about our preparation and what we do daily to prepare us for success on Friday night. So we enjoyed it. We soaked it in last night. Everybody enjoyed it, and today it's a new day, and we're on to bigger and better things, and our focus is one game, one day at a time, and that's Aquinas, and we're excited for the opportunity to play.
I asked Coach Laura about this off the air, and I just want to get your take on it too. What was kind of the reception, what the feedback from the Tesoro coaches after the game? Was it like, man, nothing but respect, man? You guys, played a great game. What were they kind of saying to you after it? Being the small school coming to Orange County.
First class program with a great head coach. I mean that.
Oh, you're talking about yourself? You're talking about Tesoro.
I'm talking about Tesoro.
Okay.
From the hospitality standpoint, the way their players play, the way their coaches coach, they've opened up everything for us, and I tell you what, that's a great program and an amazing accomplishment by Notre Dame to be able to go and achieve what some thought was impossible. So, great team win. And from a preparation standpoint, I think we traveled really well, so our fans and our alumni were there. So just exciting for our program. It's a big day.
Okay, guys, finally, we're running out of time here, and I'll just go down the line. I'll start with Niles. You guys won the CIF championship. It was that perfect 14-0 record before you got to the state game. Do you guys think about that much? Or is this is a brand new season, focus on going back-to-back, leaving your own legacy? I mean, how do you guys prepare and just kind of that mental mindset? Do you think about last season much or just what's in front of you at this point?
To be honest, it's there, but we try and keep it off our minds for the most part. We never really talk about it much, and we always talk about going back to back is our main goal. And we want another ring, and we want it with the people to left and right of us. We always talk about being the team after the team, and going through all the adversities that comes with. And I feel like we're doing a good job of keeping up to par with what we're doing so far. And as long as we keep up the pace, I feel like we're on the right track to another CIF ring.
Jared, so obviously that CIF championship was great. It was one of the greatest seasons in Notre Dame history, and it'll go down in history. But you guys have an opportunity to make more history. Is that how you approach this?
No, yeah, most definitely. And a lot of people kind of sound asleep on us. They can measure the size of our team, but they really can't measure our hearts and our desire to win and our determination going forth. So I think we're gonna get it again. We just have to. We're a team now. We bond. So if we play as a team, no one can beat us.
And Ryan, same thing. I mean, the expectations are there now because you're the hunted. You're not the hunter anymore. You're the hunted because everyone knows who Notre Dame football is. Especially if they didn't know that you guys beat Tesoro last night, so everyone in Southern California knows now. But so how do you approach this in trying to not let last season affect what you guys are trying to do going forward?
We think about, I think we all think about last season sometimes. We were all pretty big parts of that. But then, at the same time, last season isn't this season. We're a different team, and we still have the same goals. And I think we're just as good, if not better, than the team last year as well. We just need to find it within ourselves. So we don't really compare to last year. We try to be better than we are all the time, so it doesn't really affect us.
And then finally, Ian, I mean, all you guys were a big part of last year's team. Ian, you were as well. So this year, new guys stepping up. It's a new season. I mean, just trying to do the same thing, right?
Yes, of course. I mean, in the end, we always want the championship, but I love bonding with my teammates, and that's the main goal, is to keep that bond. And
even after they threw you under the bus? I was trying to call you the cool guy, and they're like, nah.
It's not that personal. We're brothers.
I know.
We're brothers.
That's all.
It's all right.
Well, guys, I really appreciate it. It was a huge win against Tesoro. Once again, it was 20-13 the final score in Week 5. The Holy War for the Holy Shield coming up next week. That's Aquinas and Notre Dame at RCC. We will have video highlights of that game on Sports Weekly Live next Friday night at 11 p.m. Guys, congratulations. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming down. And keep winning. We'll do this again, right?
Awesome. Sure.
All right, that's Notre Dame High School here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM. When we come back, we'll talk Cal Baptist water polo, and we'll check in with Norte Vista head football coach Ken Batdorf after the Braves knocked off Summit last night and gave the Skyhawks their first loss of the season. That's coming up here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
Excited about offering still and motion photography, motion graphics, which is like television style, promo style graphics, and sports edits, which we're really excited about because we get to incorporate not only photography but graphics and effects, which is I'd say our strength. You know, something that screams action, athletic, information, all in one unit, and easily to share with friends, family, coaches. Get you something creative, have fun with it, have fun with the photo shoot. We have our gear that we need to be ambitious with our production value. Really excited about the offer of sports edits, and especially when you see some of the major college programs, what they come up with, and the fact that we can have just as good a production value. You know what, I don't think we've really seen the potential of what we can do with the sports edit. That's part of the reason I'm kind of excited. More to come, I guess.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM. Over at Cal Baptist University, a big water polo tournament going on. The Lancer Invite. Joining us, the head coach of the CBU men's water polo team, Kevin Rosa, who water polo fans obviously know the name, the former head coach at King High School. And Coach, first off, talk about this tournament here. USC's here, and then a lot of other schools, kind of, I guess, as a tune-up, right, for a lot of conference plays that are set to begin?
Yeah, that's how college works most of the time. Is most of the tournaments are preset, so it's not too many are, you win one game and you go here. It's getting good experience so that you're going to, everything's based around a conference tournament and your conference play. So that's what all these teams are looking for, is good, solid, competitive games going into the conference season, which starts for most teams next week. You were telling me about your own schedule to open up the year, and you were rattling off all these games, Division I, nationally ranked. Can you name drop again, tell me those schools and why you decided to load up the schedule like that against some of the best competition in the country? Yeah, so I think of 4 of our first 9 games. Say we had USC, UCLA, Cal Berkeley, University Pacific, and UCI, which when we played them, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 8. So 5 of the top 8 teams in the nation, and we did that because that's how you're going to get better. Say you want to test yourself, and those show your weaknesses. And the guys played great in all of those games. We went out and had a good intensity, and we took it for what it was. Hey, the learned experience, and I think it's going to benefit us down the road. So you got conference play this upcoming week. What have you guys been doing well and, keeps you optimistic for conference play coming up? So we're trying to improve every day. I mean, that's kind of the theme, is improve every day. So right now, our counterattack has been looking really good during the week. So just everybody's swimming. So instead of 1 or 2 guys having individual efforts, just a collective effort of 6 guys getting up the pool, finding their spacing, finding their lanes to be able to put the ball away, and then transitioning into 6-on-5s. Because that's a lot of the power play play type plays that we're going to be involved in. Those kind of make or break games.
You want numbers on your side, right?
Yeah, that's right. So putting your man advantage away. So those are the two things we've been focusing on, along with front court offense and front court defense.
Now we're going to talk to your goalkeeper here, Joseph Moorman, in just a moment. And I asked you, is Joseph the only IE guy? And you're like, no, we've got this guy and that guy. Who are some of the IE players on the CBU roster right now? Because there is a wealth of talent right here in the Inland Empire.
Yeah, no, so we live in a great area to recruit. So we have Joseph Moorman, who's a senior captain on the team from King High School, as well as Kyle Johnson from King High School. He's an incoming freshman that's playing a lot of minutes as a freshman. We have a player from Marietta Valley, Ryan Sargis. He's a sophomore. And then we have Tanner Shore. He's a sophomore from Santiago Corona High School. And then two kids from Temescal Canyon High School, Kyle Rasmussen and Tyler Strabel. And all of those guys are playing big minutes for us right now.
It's very cool. The IE certainly, having a big influence for the Cal Baptist water polo team. You're listening to the Fox Sports 1350 Inland Sports Show. We now turn our attention to the goalie for CBU, Joseph Moorman. And Joseph, I asked Coach Rosa over here, I'm like, well, I know Joseph, he set some records here at CBU. Which ones? And he said, single season saves, single game saves, career saves. Do you worry about the records, or you just, at the end of the match, you're like, oh, how did I do today?
Honestly, at the end of the match, I just try to look and see if I played my best game and see if I did the best I could to block the shots. A lot of times, it's usually more the goals I give up are the ones that affect me a lot more. Than the saves that I make. But I will say, sometimes it is on the back of my mind a little bit how many saves and where I'm at on records. But right now, it's definitely a focus on the WWPA championship.
Now you have all the records now. You don't have to worry about them, right?
No, yeah. The focus right now is definitely just winning WWPA championship as a team and just trying to play the best of my ability to get to that point.
And as a senior, obviously you want to go out with a bang, right? Is the conference title the next goal right in front of you? Is that the big goal for you?
I'd say it's been the big goal just as long as I've been here. I'd say it's been the big goal of most of our players here. And obviously every team in our conference, it's a huge deal. And every year it's always on the line. You never know what team can go and win it. You think you may know, and then the tournament comes around and a team can surprise. So it's definitely capable. It's definitely in reach, and we're definitely capable of doing it.
What was it like going against some of those Division I nationally ranked teams right out of the gate early in the season? Did it kind of prep you for this point where we're at right now?
I know some people may look at those and be a little timid, but I love going up against those teams and just seeing what I can do and see what they were able to expose as my weakness, and that's what I need to work on from here on out. And I think a lot of times our team has that attitude too, and seeing how well we can hang with these guys and what we can improve on from there.
And being a King High School product, is it pretty cool to be playing college water polo in your own backyard? I mean, for Coach Rosa here, is it pretty neat to be a college water polo player right here in Riverside?
Yeah, it is awesome, actually. I was just thinking about it the other day, how all the success that I've had and CBU has had up to this point too. I think a lot of it has been influenced by the IE and shaped by the IE. Even just going back to my earlier days, Coach Casey Greenwald, the Linton family at Elite, Riverside Water Polo, obviously Coach Kevin Rosa, Jeremy Hare. It has been a long group process to get to this point here. So I think it has been an IE team effort for us, and I think going up against UCI the other day, if you look, Tanner Shore, Ryan Sarge, a lot of those guys played a big part in taking down Irvine. So it was just awesome to see how much the IE has improved, and it's just good to kind of put the IE on the map a bit more for polo.
All right, Cal Baptist goalie Joseph Moorman and head coach Kevin Rosa here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM. All right, and also an update on the CBU volleyball team. Came on the show a couple weeks ago. I saw head coach Brandon Higa went to the match against Hawaii Hilo, which they swept the Vulcans in 3 straight. No surprise, CBU's awesome. But when I asked him, I'm like, hey, you guys came on the show and did really well since then. Coincidence? He's like, no, 4-0 since we came on the show, and then they won again on Wednesday against Hawaii Hilo, 5-0. So they're working at Inland Sports Mojo. They're 5-0 since coming on the show, so congrats to the CBU women's volleyball team. Big 3-game sweep, undefeated right now in Pac-West Conference play. And I like to think this show is a springboard into this great season that CBU's having. Is that fair to say, Jeff? Am I going too deep in there?
No.
Okay.
I mean, you look at all the great things that Cal Baptist is just doing overall. You drive down the 91, you see that big arena getting built.
And you played basketball at CBU, right?
I did. And a lot has changed since then. They've always been very, very good in everything they've done, but they've really stepped it up a notch. So they're really doing well. It's fun to see them doing so great.
Well, I know you'd love to talk CBU basketball for hours and hours, and that will happen on another show. But right now, he's another friend of yours.
I don't have very many friends.
You don't have very many friends, but he's one of them. It's the head football coach at Norte Vista High School, Ken Batdorf, as the Braves defeated Summit last night. Nice win, 35-32. Coach Batdorf, congratulations on that win against Summit. What did you guys do to slow down Stephen Carr and the Skyhawks?
I don't know if you really slow down Stephen Carr. He's a phenomenal football player. Our biggest thing was try to keep the ball out of his hands and let our offense down the field as long as possible.
Now, Stephen Carr, a commit to USC. You know he's going to get his. He's going to get the touches. He's going to get the yards. So was the goal to, if I could use the term, bend but don't break? You know he's going to get his, but you guys kind of have to make some stops here and there.
Exactly, and they went for it on fourth down a few times and caught it. And at the end of the game, it was 4th and 4. And, we had a huge play to stop him. And Stan Monomaloa came through and they made a hell of a play with Adam Garcia. And gave up 2, but not all 4. That kind of clinched the game for us. But, they're a great football team. They're really well coached. And our kids just came out and played great football.
Hey, Coach, can I hear you say Stanton's last name again? Because I think you nailed it.
You know what? It's 50-50.
Say it 3 times fast, and I'll buy you lunch Monday.
But Jeff Gorham over here pointed out something very interesting. You've surrounded yourself with some great coaches. Who was it, Jeff?
Yeah, Coach McCarthy, Coach Meach, and just by addition of subtraction. You lose Freddie Holly last year, you lose Devonair Crenshaw, but yet this year you pull in and really have added to the program much more than you have in years past by bringing in a good coaching staff, and you have a great new running back as well. So maybe you could tell us a little bit about Coach Meach and McCarthy and what they've meant to your program.
Well, one thing that's really good is with Coach Mack, they run the defense. And sometimes I bug him by saying, hey, you want a timeout? What do you want to do here? And he's like, I got it, Coach, I got it. And he's such a good coach and such experience, I know he does. So I'm a big cheerleader when we're on defense. I'll point out some obvious things to kids, but let him coach it and call it. And, try to get the sidelines, motivated and doing the right thing. And he does a phenomenal job with our kids.
We'll talk.
Coach Meach.
Go ahead, Coach.
Coach Meach brings, the intensity on the line. We have a couple new coaches who helped out. First-time coach, Coach Clay for us, doing a great job. But now you got another guy that's been around for a number of years in Coach Meach. And it's just a great blend of a young guy with enthusiasm and Coach Meach, who's been around the block a couple times. And, it's really neat because we're all about the same age with our very, very similar philosophies. And, if we win, we all win. If we lose, we all lose. And it's nobody's fault, but, it just happened and move on. As far as Eric DeMacio, he's doing a phenomenal job. He really is. It's kind of funny. We've gone against Nathan Telford 2 weeks ago, big time commit to Arizona. And this week was Stephen Carr going to USC. And both times he had over 100 yards more than both kids.
And the numbers don't lie, right, Coach? I mean, if you can run the ball, you can run the ball.
No, numbers lie. We really can. We're lucky.
It's nice when you have those tackles that can create spaces. Most teams have space of about a foot, but those tackles you have are amazing. They make holes.
Even Jeff can run through there, I think.
I could get 100 yards, but it's just running through those holes that your tackles make is pretty impressive on any level. So,
we have a really good line. They all started last year. They all came back, and that's huge for us because the kids are the experience. They understand now if I want to make a little change or tweak something. Maybe we're only going to pull one guy or do something different. They understand it immediately. Well, last year when I tried to do that, it took them, maybe they didn't even get it, but now they do. And it's not just Stanton and Solomon. Torres is outstanding. We got the Left brothers, Davidson. So, we're doing a really good job up front.
And you got a great fullback with Godoy who really can lead and help Malesio get a lot more yards because he is so strong and powerful.
He is, but he came off concussion this week, or 2 weeks ago. This is the first week back. He looked out of shape. The kid that was the big stalker was Martin Solano. Martin played phenomenally at fullback. He's a better hitter than anybody expects, and he runs dives so quick. He broke one for about 25 against Summit. And that was kind of the secret weapon or the surprise of the game was how well Martin did on offense.
Hey, Coach, how important important was that win last night against Summit in terms of just being a launching pad into league play and maybe building some confidence and momentum for this team?
Well, our kids always have confidence. I might not, but they do. But, the biggest thing is I don't want our kids to be satisfied. We have to build on this and say, hey, we can still get better. Look at the film, look at this and this. We have to play Aruba Valley this week, and Aruba is immensely improved. Joe Guerrero has done a great job over there. Those kids are believing in what they're doing, and they're the only team, I think, that's bigger than we are.
Hey, Coach, finally, before we let you go, so Jeff over here did some Riverside TV games, including a Norte Vista game. Did you listen to it, and how did he do?
What happens in the coach's office stays in the coach's office. When you bring up double-doubles, my wife picks me a salad every day. That's just wrong.
Wait, Jeff eats double-doubles in front of you while you're eating a salad?
No. You brought up that I'll have a handful of the nuts, almonds, and then choke down a double-double. And I can't let my wife watch that part because not only will she get mad, she'll be upset because she makes me a great salad every day. So I have to eat the salad and the almonds and the double-double just to keep my stature going.
But I'll tell you what, if I enjoy our Monday morning
Pep talks,
and then our Friday pregame talks. Did your wrinkles? Coach always throws in a couple wrinkles every game. And did last night's wrinkles? Did they work for you at all? Now you got a pass play involved.
We actually we knew we had to throw the ball to really be successful. We stretched the defense. We actually threw a touchdown pass to Adam Garcia. It was about a 25, 30-yard touchdown pass, which was great. But we also had a play where our tight end goes by the line of scrimmage and throw it back to him. We ran it twice. The first time he was open by about 20 yards, and he dropped it. But the second time we did it for a 2-point conversion, and they covered it, and he made an amazing diving catch. So we don't catch the easy balls. We catch the hard ones.
Well, it's just a rare occasion when you guys throw, so they're not used to it.
No, the defense wasn't either. I think they were shocked. They're like, what is that?
Well, Coach, we appreciate the time. Congratulations on that huge win against Summit last night, and best of luck going forward to the River Valley League.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You guys have a great day.
All right, you too. Ken Batdorf, the head football coach at Norte Vista High School, and the guy you hang out with at lunchtime.
Hey,
right?
he's one of my lunch buddies.
Yeah,
I shouldn't say that. His wife might be listening. So.
Sneaking him double-doubles and hamburgers and all kinds of stuff, right?
We found a new place. We like the Habit. Habit's a pretty good place.
Shh. You could be listening right now.
That's true. Okay. Now, we always get the kale salad at
of course.
Right. They have it, of course.
Of course.
Yes.
So he eats a lot of salad.
A lot of salad.
Almonds have the good cholesterol, right?
And he's drinking only water, and so no complaints.
All right. So, but you're the bad boy in class. You're the bad influence at school.
Yes, I am.
We want to remind everyone that the Riverside TV game next week is, if I'm reading the schedule right, Ramona and La Sierra.
That is correct.
In River Valley League play, as head coach Vinny Fazio and the Rams take on La Sierra. La Sierra lost to Canyon Springs last night, and I didn't hear why, but they told me it was controversial.
I'm sure we'll hear this week.
Yeah, so Ramona La Sierra, that's your Riverside TV game of the week. And another important reminder before we hit the break, the second annual Austin Gorilla Baseball Tournament is coming up November 19th through the 21st. If you would like to get involved, please contact us here at the Inland Sports Show. We're planning to do the championship game of this high school baseball tournament live, and there's going to be a lot of great teams there, but more importantly, we're going to celebrate the life of Austin Gorell and pass away some scholarship money. You also can have your business in the program, so if you want to get your business in there and support the cause, we can point you in the right direction as well. So that's November 19th through the 21st, and we couldn't be, we're privileged and honored to even be a part of something like this. So, and we're just trying to do what we can, trying to help the cause. So it's the second annual tournament, November 19th through the 21st. If you would like to make a donation, get in the program, you're a high school baseball coach, you want your team in the tournament, any of those things, if you have any questions, please hit us up here at the Inland Sports Show. All right, when we come back, we're going to break down Week 5 of the high school football season, talk about some of the scores from some of the bigger games last night, and also look ahead to Week 6 as most of the teams begin league play. If you play in the Citrus Belt League, you kind of do your own thing. But everyone else will start league play next week. We'll talk about those games when we come back here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM.
focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
That we offer here, the performance training is definitely specific to what they need. A lot of people actually come in here for the performance training, and also we have our travel ball program with our softball and baseball teams. Our performance training definitely to get quicker, stronger, faster.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM. I'm Pep Fernandez. We got Jeff Gorham, who smuggles in food to Norte Vista High School. Their head football coach, Ken Batdorf. And intern Bradford back in the mix.
I'm here once again.
He was covering the Redlands Ukaipa game last night.
It's his neck of the woods over there.
Yeah,
it is
that's my territory over there.
We're going to talk about that game in a moment. And it's one of those deals where when you do a live show at 11 o'clock at night, the show starts at 11 o'clock whether you're ready or not. So we got to get back. We've got a lot of highlights to edit, scores, stats, stuff going on. So we can't always stay till the end of the game. So, of course, Ukaipa has this, comeback,
the magical comeback, 47.
Comeback of the ages. So, anyways, we'll talk about that in a second. But we do want to remind everyone that Sports Weekly Live is every single Friday night at 11 o'clock on IEMG TV. That's Time Warner 3, Charter Cable 3, Verizon 3 and 33, and AT&T Uverse 99 in select areas. So please check your local TV listings. And if you don't have the channel, it's okay. I don't think I even get it. But it's okay because you can always go on YouTube and watch it live on the IE Media Group YouTube channel. And please hit subscribe while you're there. So we had a lot of great games. We had highlights last night. It wasn't a full slate of high school football, but that's okay. We still had a little bit of everything, including that Ukaipa Redlands game, which if you're watching us live and amplified right now, we're going to roll some highlights from that one. Bradford was there.
Yeah.
Real back and forth battle, right?
Yeah. If you looked at the highlights I shot, it would have looked like Redlands was going to win the game, but they didn't.
And it happens. And that's one of the lessons. I'm trying to give them a lesson in TV. I'm like, you know what? You go out, shoot highlights, you come back, and the other team comes
4
back.
touchdowns in the fourth quarter. So that kind of just came out of nowhere, really.
It kind of went like this. Bradford's over there slaving away, editing the highlights, doing a great job. And I'm just sitting there at my computer announcing scores just to nobody, just yelling out loud. I'm like, Ukaipa 47, Redlands 40. He's like, what?
Yeah, it was a shock because it looked like Redlands was going to pull away, but it ended up not happening. I think Ukaipa scored right when I was walking into the parking lot, but I was still like, I don't really think they're going to be able to pull this off, and they pulled it off. So,
You can never count out the T-Birds at home. I think we all learned our lesson, right? So
They have some cool uniforms. We've talked about that before, but Ukaipa
both of them, right? I like Redlands
I like
too.
both of them too.
I'm more of the classic look kind of guy. I don't want a cluttered uniform with too much stuff going on and swooshes.
So you
and
can't see
slashes.
the numbers and those kind of things. Yeah.
It's not really my
So
thing.
you don't like Oregon with
It's a
everything.
little. It's a little much. If they keep it simple, I like it. I don't like extra stripes and I just like.
You don't like the chrome
did you-
helmets?
Did you like the?
I like the chrome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you like the ones they had with where they looked like ducks? They had the orange socks and
I
everything
did
like that.
because it was simple. I'm very structured. I don't want like lines going into the other,
Yeah.
and I just very uniform.
You're a Penn State looking guy.
Yeah, Alabama,
Yeah, exactly.
Penn State. I know Greg likes this. One of my favorite high school uniforms is the Colton Yellow Jackets. It's real simple. They got the yellow jacket
That's true. And you got the yellow jacket on the sideline, who's one of the greatest,
Yes.
the greatest
Yeah.
mascots.
I liked the Ukaipa mascot yesterday. The little eagles.
Oh,
Yeah, there were two of them.
there was?
Two
Thunderbirds.
eagles, two Thunderbirds.
Thunderbirds.
But, you know,
We don't
They
want
look
those
like-
eagle
they
people out
look
there.
like-
to be like, whoa, 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 hold on.
they had an eagle look to them.
Yes.
Yes.
Very
They're
regal
pretty cool.
eagle look to them.
Yeah.
So 47-40, Ukaipa coming back. I think if they scored in the last minute or so, the game-winning drive for Ukaipa. Because
Yeah.
Redlands was up by 1 with about a minute and a half to play. Then
And then
Nathan
they came
Martinez
back,
took them back
yeah.
down. Which you are a huge fan of Nathan Martinez.
Yeah, I think he looked good. He scrambles a lot, and he can get out of pressure really easily. Redlands at times wrapped him up in the backfield. I think Troy Foster had a nice sack on him. I think I shot that on the show last night.
Yeah.
But for the most part, he's good at escaping pressure. He's a smaller guy, but it doesn't
Yeah,
really
good
matter.
athlete.
Yeah, good athlete. That's a
Kate
good way to
Durrell,
put it.
great running back.
Yeah.
They got some guys.
Yeah, they
Ukaipa's
do.
got some guys. I know they're coming
They
off
do.
that loss to Rev. And I want to say, I'm not sure who Ukaipa has next. I want to say it might be Cajon.
I'm not familiar.
Carter, because I remember talking to him before the season began, and they opened up league play with like 3 huge games in a row.
And then after
Rev,
that, they get
Redlands,
the-
and another one. So
So-called easier. And
yeah,
the CDL,
I think the back half is like Eisenhower, Miller, Citrus Valley.
Yeah.
So they knew going forward that, and then they had San Gorgonio non-league play, so they had a really tough stretch. But they're doing pretty well right now.
Makes you better. You play tough opponents. Makes
You're
you better.
exactly right, Bradford. He's learning.
He is learning.
He's learning
He
on
is
the job.
still
He's-
I'm studying a lot.
Jeff, the game you were at last night, Grand Terrace and JW North, and I kept seeing the score, and I'm like, that's a good game. And
It was
then,
a great game.
And then
in
what
the first
happened?
half.
Yeah.
And then it was the McMullen show. I mean, I think he had 380 yards on 41 carries. The guy's 5'3", 140 pounds. And you say, is he a quick back? He's a power back at 5'3". And it's funny to
Power
say,
back.
he's a power back. He was running through guys.
Like a bowling ball.
He
kind
is
of
like
guy,
a bowling.
right?
He was underneath guys' knees and by their ankles, and he was tough to tackle.
Well, he was in your highlights a lot. I was like,
He was.
this guy's good.
He's 41 carries. He carries, that's a workload right there.
Yeah.
So.
That's Norte Vista
That is
stats
North-
right there, running the ball
exactly,
41
exactly.
times.
But no, it was a good first half. North has some good young weapons, very athletic. But I think Grand Terrace was just a little more athletic and just deeper. North is young. They're bringing guys off the bench that probably aren't as tough or as deep as Grand Terrace was.
Next up for Grand Terrace is Colton. That's a rivalry game in
That is a
the
big one.
Sunkist League. Grand Terrace finished runner-up in the Sunkist behind Summit last year, so they could make some noise.
They could. I think they're a lot better than they were last year. With Summit losing, just losing a game when you're number one, that could hurt you for the rest of the year.
Yeah, they were number 1 in their playoff division right now.
Yes.
Which was
Division
6?
9?
9?
I think they were 9. Yeah.
I know. I'm trying to memorize
Division
these.
84.
We've got local teams in all 13, and I was doing pretty well.
Yeah.
And until like something like this happens, I was like, oh man, they lost. So what was division was it? They were number 1 in.
I want to say I think it was 9.
Let's see, San Jean Linfield are 7, and I think they were 1 after that, maybe Division 8.
Okay.
I don't know. I'd have to look. Ukaipa's 6. Like there's certain teams I could, brand it into my brain, like what division. And of course, depending how they win or lose, it'll all be different next year.
Exactly.
So we get to do it all over. Unless you're Centennial or Vista Marietta in Division 1, things probably aren't going to change.
Not much.
So another big game that we had last night. San Jacinto quietly is 5-0. I'm not saying this is the year they beat Citrus Hill, but they're 5-0, and they beat Rancho Mirage last night 14-0. So keep an eye on San Jacinto. I'm not. If anyone knows me, all my predictions usually are wrong anyways. I'm just saying keep an eye on them.
And then you got the Pacific Pirates.
Hey,
still rolling.
Yo-ho, yo-ho.
We were there on Thursday night, and they hung up 52 on Bloomington. So
the Pirates are real.
They're the real deal.
That's pretty nice.
Speaking of the Pirates, I'm glad you brought them up. Perfect segue because they open up Mountain Valley League play against Rubidoux. So that's 5-0 against 5-0. They're calling it the Battle for Middle Earth. Have you heard that?
I have heard that.
Have you? Okay.
There's certain somebody.
I think he's being nice. I don't know.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
honestly, that's going to be a good one. But I'm going to pick.
Are you picking right now?
I'm picking right now.
Oh, everyone stop the press. Jeff's going to make a pick on Rubidoux Pacific.
I'm picking the Pacific Pirates in an upset because they throw the ball. And not many teams in that league throw the ball, and they haven't seen them with this new offense. It's gonna be tough to stop.
It's kind of opposite, right? Rubidoux runs the football, big line, physical, ground and pound, and then you got Pacific, who they're going to throw it almost every single snap.
Yeah, and they haven't done that in that league across the board the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So going against a team that throws the ball, it's different.
If you like to play the common opponent game, which can get you in real trouble because it doesn't really stand up, Pacific beat West Valley. I think it was like 41-29.
29, yeah. 41-29.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look, Bradford. He's taking notes. He's studying. He's keeping an eye on everything.
Encyclopedia.
At least somebody's doing it. And then last night, Rubidoux beat West Valley 17-14. Just saying. Just put it out
Offense
there.
versus defense.
Yeah, so Rubidoux, low scoring, run the football, great defense.
Ground and
Pacific's
pound.
like, let's throw it. We're going to toss it around the field. We're going to score fast. You might score on us too, but that's okay because we're going to come right back down. And
The Ryan
score
twins
again.
really helped them out, though, huh?
The Ryan twins are great. And can I give a shout out to Kyle Torres of Pacific because he specifically told me, it's not the Pacific Ryans, it's the Pacific Pirates. There you go. It's like, I get it, but come on, the quarterback receiver duo, they're putting up huge numbers. But Kyle Torres, I call him the tackling machine. He's all over the field on defense. He's good.
And they have a shot to run the table, honestly. And I know I'm going to have Pat Thompson and his son are going to call me this week and yell at me for picking them, but I'm telling you, I'm picking the Pirates.
They're that good.
They're pretty good, entertaining.
So they've also got Moreno Valley in that league, Banning. So, I mean, there's some other teams that are going to be in the mix, but that Rubidoux Pacific right out of the gate, first league game is going to be huge. 2 undefeated teams. Also looking ahead because we're running up against it here. Vista Murrieta taking on Murrieta Valley.
Ooh. That's a fun one.
If there's a battle for Middle Earth Part 2, that's it right there. Yeah. So Vista Murrieta rarely loses in league. Murrieta Valley though is absolutely loaded on offense.
Fun to watch.
Yeah. Aquinas versus Notre Dame, we touched on that. The Holy War, that's at RCC next Friday night. Shout out to Zion Grant Freeman. He's a journalism student at Notre Dame. He and his homies are doing a video on the Holy War, and they interviewed me to be part of their documentary video on it.
So you're going to be part of the Holy War video?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, they had to talk about the program stuff. It was pretty cool. And finally, Redlands versus Rev.
The Smudge Pot.
Bradford, full disclosure, you're a Terrier.
Yeah, I am. So I have a little bit of a bias, but the thing is what I just want to talk about the trophy, the Smudge Pot. What a cool idea. You know, Redlands is just a town for orange packing, and to have something like that as a trophy is a really unique dynamic to the rivalry. And it's going to be a good game, I think. Both teams are pretty good. Rev is, they're good. They lost 2 games.
Well, you've seen both,
yeah,
right?
I've seen both.
in person.
I've seen both. And I think it could be close, honestly. A lot of people pick Rev, but I was impressed with the quarterback Garcia for Redlands. I think they have some good pieces, and I think they can give Rev some trouble.
Doug Haw, right? The running back.
Doug
You were
Haw,
impressed
3
by him.
touchdowns yesterday.
Yeah.
At least 3 touchdowns before I left. I don't know if he got it.
The All-American Brian Landon with the cornrows. You like him.
Cornrows.
You like his look. You like everything
Yes,
about
I
him.
love the cornrows.
All right, we're running up against it. We got to thank our sponsors. Adrenaline Athletic Training in Corona. AdrenalineAthletic.com is the website. I don't care what sport you play. You got to be in great shape. You got to be in tip-top condition, and they will get you all hooked up.
Me?
Even you. If you want the starting job, Jeff, if you want a scholarship, whatever you're trying to do.
Go back.
Adrenaline Athletic Training, Remax Advantage. Nobody sells more real estate. Nobody. 909-307-5665 is the phone number. Spoiled, quick quality oil change. I'm rocking the t-shirt today. Thank you, Billy Navigato, Bill Navigato, their whole team. Thank you for keeping my car on the road. Kids Sporting Goods, celebrating 40 years in the Inland Empire. Custom embroidery, team sales. That store's awesome. I could spend so much money in that store. It's Kids Sporting Goods, the best in Norco. And of course, Fandom House Studio, our new winner this week. Congratulations, Murrieta Valley's Hank Bachmeyer. The free photo shoot with Fandom House. Next week, we're looking for the top offensive lineman. So please follow and tweet Fandom House and Inland Sports.
But you must follow
Inland Sports. You got to follow. And Fandom House.
Exactly.
And tell us why you are the best, or on your team, the best offensive lineman. And we'll pick that winner coming up next week. So that'll be fun. We're having a good time with Fandom House. Zink's not here. Did you guys notice? I just noticed that he's not here.
My stepbrother's not here. I was going to say.
But yeah, Zink will be back next week. A little under the weather.
Yes.
So we'll leave it at that. For Bradford, for Greg, for Food Smuggler Jeff, I'm Pep Fernandez. We'll see you next week on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM.